Hey, what's up everyone? Mike here, and today we're doing the Q&A. I want to thank everyone that submitted questions in all the previous episodes and the last video. I truly appreciate it. I appreciate everyone being active, commenting, watching the video. I mean, the last video got more views than the previous 5 have, so everyone's really supporting the show. We had like 1,000 views in 1 week, so that means a lot to me. That's over 100 views a day, so I mean, really awesome, guys. Thanks for the support. If you have questions you want to ask me, just leave them down below. I'll get to them next week. I enjoyed this series more than a lot of the series from an informational level, because when I answer one-on-one, like I type back to you and answer your question, not everyone sees it. As a matter of fact, a lot of people don't see it. This video allows me to show everyone, and in turn teaches everyone a lot of information they may not have known, and I like that part and that fact about this show. Andy asked, do you use books work the same with commingled inventory? Now he's referring to a question I got last week about commingled inventory. Andy, they do not work the same at all. Used items can't be commingled, period. There's no commingled used items. Commingled works only with brand new products that are alike, have the same UPC, etc., and they'll stock them all together and then just pull one out of the lot. It may not be yours. So like I said before, if you want to know more about commingled, watch the last video. I talk about it more there, but used items do not work the same. Brandon M. said, anyone else noticed a fair amount of items going missing from FBA when shipments are being checked in lately? Hey Brandon, I actually can't say I've noticed that at all. On an overall level, I've only had a few items ever go missing from FBA, and they've always reimbursed me very quickly. So I have no complaints about missing items, although I only have 500 to 600 units running there at a time recently. So if you get up to, a few thousand units, maybe more, then maybe it becomes a bigger issue. I don't know. It also depends on the warehouse for sure. If you're shipping to places like, Kentucky, New Jersey, all these really big hubs, there's a much more higher likelihood your item is going to get lost when they're dealing with thousands upon thousands of units every single day. So I think the warehouse is a big factor that plays a role there. Mober said, thanks for another great teaching video. I appreciate it. If I come across some video games, I don't have an Xbox or a GameCube, do I actually need to test the games that I find? Can I judge the condition based on the game and feel confident selling it just by inspecting the game? I feel like on an overall level, you probably can feel pretty confident with disc games without testing them based on how they look. That doesn't mean that it's going to be 100% accurate. I've seen games that look absolutely mint not work at all. So there's always a risk there. But I would say on an overall level, you would probably be okay. I prefer to test games. Have I sold games without testing them? Absolutely. Anyone that sells video games and claims they never sold a game without testing it is probably lying for the most part. Testing games are very time consuming, so a lot of times when they sell lots or whatever, they will skip testing them. But they may put untested on there, which is fine. So I would say if you can test them, definitely do. Don't skip over that if you don't need to. Now as far as cartridge games go, you have no clue if they're going to work. You don't know if something was taken out of the inside, if a connection was broken, if a solder is bad. So you always want to test cartridge-related games. You cannot feel safe selling those without testing them. And, there's a high likelihood that someone could open a claim and leave you negative feedback, especially on eBay if something does not work, or they can just claim it doesn't work to try and get a refund. Patrick Macmillan says, hey Mike, I like your no BS style. Hey Pat, I know this wasn't a question, but I wanted to respond to it. So, I appreciate the comment, and I like my no BS style. I like to get straight to the point, talk about the information, not all the other bullshit. That stuff does not matter to me. I'm here to teach you guys. I'm here to learn. I'm here to interact with the community. That's what matters most to me. So I like the no BS style as well. I'm glad you guys notice it and appreciate it, because there's a lot of BS out there. David Smith said, any experience with Etsy versus eBay? How do you decide to sell an item on eBay or FBA? So I have very little experience with Etsy. I'm not going to act like I have a lot of experience there. I've had no sales on Etsy at all. I've tried it a few times, just haven't had anyone bite on the items I had for sale. So I'm not going to comment on that. Sorry, I will not comment on things I have no experience with. Now, eBay versus FBA is quite simple. If an item can be sent to FBA and make me a sizable profit, it goes there. Everything else goes on eBay. So it's really straightforward. If it can go to FBA, it's going. If it can't, on eBay. Greg James said, I just subscribed. Awesome and very informational videos. I have a question for you. Does anyone need an LLC to be an Amazon seller? If not, do you still recommend one? Hey Greg, first of all, I tried to reply to your comment. It will not let me reply to your comment. I have no idea why. Just yours out of the whole video would not let me respond. So please understand, I did not ignore it. I hope you see this. I really do, because you're a new sub and I like to interact and talk to everyone. But thank you for the sub. I appreciate it very, very much. So thanks so much. And for your question, you do not need an LLC to sell on Amazon through FBA or any of that stuff. I mean, you don't even need to have a registered business to sell on Amazon. Do I recommend it? If you run it like a business, I always recommend it. Yes, go get incorporated in some way, even if it's sole proprietor or LLC or whatever you want to do. Go get registered because it helps with your taxes a lot. It'll help straighten things out. And if you already run it like a business, then actually make it a business and take that step forward. Now, on the other hand, if you don't have the funds, if you're not running it like a business, it's more of a hobby to you, then you don't need to register it because you're just going to waste money and time, really. Until you run it like a business, you keep track of your records, you're paying the proper taxes, you're doing what you need to do, I would not suggest registering it because what's going to happen is you're going to need a lot of stuff at the end of the year you're probably not keeping track of. So you're not going to want to be in that situation come tax season. Jessica Medina said, holy shit, you're only 23. You got a great head on your shoulders. I missed you. Hey Jess, thanks so much. I appreciate that comment a lot. I missed you and everyone else as well. When I'm away not making videos, I really do miss the community. I try to stay in touch on Facebook and whatnot, so I guess I'll plug my Facebook here. If you're not following me on Facebook, go down below. I have a Facebook page for business, and I am very active over there. I answer all the messages, all the comments, all that stuff. So, Jess, I am only 23. I turned 24 in September on the 17th. And yeah, I think I got a pretty good head on my shoulders. I got some really fluffy hair on my head, I guess. All right, next question. Jeremy Berlin said, you are awesome and highly respect you as a mentor to me. How do I create a link to provide customers an email for leaving feedback on my transaction after they receive my products on Amazon? I get emails when I buy stuff on Amazon and it links directly to the feedback. Jeremy, thanks so much. I'm glad I'm an inspiration, and I just appreciate the support, so thank you. And as far as the link goes, that is generated by Amazon, bud. When you sell something, through FBA at least, Amazon will automatically send emails out for feedback. They do it themselves. And I get them all the time. It's really generated by Amazon. You can't really contact or email customers according to the policies through Amazon, and you can't leave links in them. So I would stay away from trying to do that. Amazon does a good job of trying to contact people who buy things and ask for feedback on the products or the seller. Finally, Jim asked, I have a question on shipping. I have 15 wheel covers that I want to sell. The shipping cost looks very high. Do you have any suggestion on what boxes and how to sell a 16.5 inch round object that weighs about 4 pounds? Thanks. Hey Jim, great question, and I love answering shipping questions because I know shipping can be very complicated and it always is a matter that people debate over. So, general guidelines here. For large objects, you have like 2 options that are cost effective, usually depending on where it's going. Make sure when you list these, you limit so they're not going to be shipped to like Alaska or Hawaii because those are going to be higher no matter what you use, and with that size, you're going to be paying a lot of money. With that being said, those 2 options are going to be priority mail of some sort and FedEx Smart Post. They're typically the 2 cheapest, 2 most affordable. As far as boxes go, you're going to want at least like a good 1 to 2 inch gap on each side of the round object. So I would look for like 20-inch boxes, so like 20 by 20 by a few inches higher than the height. Now, I don't know where you can find those. I don't buy a lot of boxes. I use boxes I get in. I never buy boxes because the stuff I ship doesn't really require special boxes. I don't know that there's a flat rate box that'll fit that. I'm pretty sure there's not at all, so you're not going to be able to do a flat rate. But you can definitely send it FedEx Smart Post, probably cheaper than priority for a lot of the states. So you have to look into that. But definitely look into those 2 options. I think they'll be the most cost effective for you. UPS is a good option sometimes, but it tends to be higher priced on some things. I don't know about that weight and size. I don't ship things that size very often. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. If you have more questions, make sure to leave them down below. If you want to directly support the channel, just make sure your ad blocker's off. That helps a lot. Or you can just purchase through my affiliate link. It's right below the video in the description. It's for Amazon. All you have to do is click on it and purchase on Amazon, and I will get a portion of all the stuff you purchase at no extra cost to you, so that helps a ton. Besides that, all my social media is in the same area, and my Facebook page that I talked about. Definitely go follow the Facebook page. I post lots of good content during the week when I don't have time to make videos and such. I go over my Amazon sales, give little tips, all that kind of stuff. So, as always, I appreciate the support from the bottom of my heart. I love all of you. I'll see you very soon. Take care, y'all.